Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I have decided I'm going to show you how I create my YouTube videos. YouTube has become a place where there is some really high quality production material out there, and a huge example of this is Shane Dawson's most recent conspiracy theories series, and actually basically every series that he's done. And there are tons of content creators out there that are creating just high quality productions, taking months to do so, really putting the time and effort into their editing, and it's received some mixed reviews. I have seen people that are so happy, so grateful for these videos, and then I've also seen people that are complaining about how long it takes to create them, missing deadlines and things like that. There are people out there that actually sit there and complain and harass the creators. So I thought that it would be interesting for me to create this video to show you guys kind of my process in content creation, because I am basically a one-man band, minus the fact that sometimes Brandon does help me, and on our Millennial Cruiser channel, he will be a huge part of the content creation. But for my personal channel, it's mostly me creating the videos, shooting them, editing them, creating all the branding that goes along with the videos. So it is a lot of work. It's not nearly as much work as some of these creators like Shane Dawson put in, but it is a lot of work. And so I thought today I would go through and show you step by step how I create these videos. I'm gonna show you guys all of my equipment. I'm going to show you how I edit. I'm going to show you kind of how I organize my channel and how I manage it on my own, because I don't have somebody doing that for me. And while I am a small channel, it does still take work to make some quality content. So hopefully this will be interesting for you guys, and if you're interested in starting your own channel, you can take what I do and you can apply it to your own content creation, and hopefully it will help you out and you'll learn some interesting new tips and tricks. So without further ado, we're just gonna get right into the equipment tour. All right, guys, what is up? We are on to the equipment tour, and as you can see, I'm first gonna show you guys this setup. So this is literally where I film most of the time. You can see my tripod set up here in front of the windows in my living room, and if you pan over, there's my chair, and that is just a dining room chair that I sit in. And sometimes I'll sit more kitty corner with the movie case behind me, because I do like that backdrop. This is basically my setup, and excuse the noise of the cats behind me. They love to be hyper as soon as I turn my camera on. But yeah, super basic. I eventually want to have a dedicated film space, because this does get a little bit annoying to set up every time. I just want to be able to keep it set up and have a nice backdrop, but we haven't gotten there yet. We're thinking about eventually having that wall over there be filled with vacation stuff that we can sit in front of for Millennial Cruiser videos, and maybe my main channel. I haven't decided yet. And that's Allie. If you guys don't know, that's my cat Allie. Hey girl. So hyper right now. Okay, anyway, back to the tour. So over here, I've got my Pelican case. Brandon actually gave me this, which was super awesome of him. And as you can see, there's not a lot in it right now because it's all sitting on the tripod, but I basically have spaces for my shotgun mic and my camera. Over here we have the battery charger, and then this space right here is actually for batteries. This space right here is for my spare lens. I have two, so whatever one's not on the camera is going in there. I don't take them off at the same time. I always have at least one on the camera. This piece right here actually goes to my ring light, which goes on my lens, but I don't have it in here right now because I don't really use it. It's more of like a walking ring light that I would be behind the camera walking with it, lighting stuff up as I film. Not really good for vlogging. I was a little disappointed by that whole thing. So I really do need a big ring light or a light kit, which I don't have either at the moment. So this is the extent of what goes in the Pelican case. That cord right there is actually to plug in the ring light. It's either battery powered or by cord, but again, I don't have it in here just because I rarely use it ever. So then up here we've got my tripod, camera, and mic is all up here. This tripod was Brandon's dad's that we kind of just started using because he never used it, and the rest is history. I just use it. It is a decent tripod. I would not call it the best. It has balance issues, and I eventually am going to get a sturdier one. But for right now, with vlogging and like just simple stuff, it's fine. And then as we come over here, I will show you, this is my Canon 70D. This model is actually no longer being made. I bought this 2 years ago. I absolutely love this camera. The only complaint I have is the memory card issue. There's actually like, it's a little finicky when it comes to what kind of memory card you're using. It doesn't like certain brands or frame rates of memory cards. It's a little weird. If you do further research on Google, you'll see what I'm talking about. But other than that, it has caused me zero issues. So that is the camera itself. And now I'll show you my lenses. So what's on here right now is the 50mm that I just got for Christmas. I'll zoom in here. Brandon got me this one, and this has been great for really close up shots of just me on camera talking. I absolutely love this lens. It is crystal clear. It has a really, really quiet silent autofocus that is super responsive, it really tracks my face. I absolutely adore this lens. And I'm gonna come back over here now actually and show you the other lens that I have. So this is it. And this one is a 10 to 18mm. This is my wide angle lens. It is really good at face tracking, has a very quiet autofocus on it. I have really no complaints about this one, other than with just me on camera, I just really don't need this wide of an angle. So we use this for when we're shooting couples videos and things. And I did use it up until about Christmas time, but this is really just gonna be now for probably millennial cruiser stuff when we're talking both of us on camera. It's good to have. So I actually don't have the 18 to 35 really common lens that you would get with this camera. I just went ahead and bought the wide angle to start out, and now I've got the 50mm, so it's kind of like really wide angle, really close up, nothing in between. But anyway, so then I've got my mic. This is a Takstar mic. I bought this on Amazon. It was about $25, I think, and I did a lot of research and did find out that this company that makes Takstar also makes Rode mics, which are very high quality, nice shotgun mics. There was reviews from professionals saying that this mic was just as good, really, as a Rode mic and a lot cheaper. So I went with this one because, again, I basically sit in front of the camera and talk, and that's pretty much it. I didn't need a $200, $300 shotgun mic. I just wanted something that would get me through, and this has been great. I don't have a Zoom like H4n or a Tascam to accompany it. If you don't know, that's like an external mic. So this just gets connected to the camera. That's it. And I will show you later how I do my audio editing, because it does require a little teeny bit of adjustment, but otherwise this mic is awesome. It's picks up my voice amazingly. I barely ever have to project, so totally love it. So that is pretty much all of my equipment, minus my computer and whatnot. So we are going to now move into some editing. So let's go. All right, guys, so the first thing that I'm actually going to show you is the schedule that I use for YouTube. So I'm gonna go into my Google Calendar on my account, and I'm going to just show you guys the calendar that I've got. So this is it, and as you can see, all the blue is basically content. And I recently started scheduling stuff out like this about a month ago. I decided that I needed to get a little more organized. So you can see this goes into February and I think a little of January, yeah, right here. So we're just gonna go forward to March, because we are almost in March. So as you can see, this is my lineup for what is gonna be coming out, and I did miss a week of content, so I'm actually doubling up this week and next week for videos. So you guys can kind of get a sense of what's coming up on the channel. A lot of this is for my other channel, Millennial Cruiser. So you can see like what we bought for vacation, that's a millennial cruiser video, a packing vlog, and then this is all vacation vlogs down here. So this channel is not going to get as much love at the moment because of our upcoming vacation, but this one right here, how I make my YouTube videos, that's what we're filming currently. And then if we go into April, I have all this content for April. So some stuff is planned, some stuff is kind of a question mark, like this one is a question mark. And I do add stuff to this pretty regularly, and I move stuff around. So that's kind of the first organizational tool that I use. And then I also have this content layout document, I guess you can say. And as you can see, this is kind of video by video, and I kind of write out pretty much my thoughts on all of this stuff so that I can refer to something. And so I'll know if I have enough content to make the actual video, if I have enough thoughts. So this is all just like notes basically, but it is really, really helpful. It keeps me on track. As you can see, this is actually the one I did today. I just kind of threw it together down here because I had it thought out pretty well, but I wanted to show you guys like this is basically all it is. Sometimes it's in bullet form, sometimes it's not. So yeah, so you guys can kind of get a glimpse of how I organize everything, and to me this is super duper helpful. So now I am going to show you guys how I edit my videos. I've brought in the content from today. I moved all my desktop stuff away so you guys wouldn't see my messy life. But okay, so this is my personal folder. I have a YouTube folder, and then I have this out by the two channels. So Millennial Cruiser, Night Owl, we're gonna go into here, and I've created a folder for today's video, how I film my YouTube videos. I've moved both, oh, this is not supposed to be both clips. This clip is not part of this video. Let's get rid of that. So this is the clip from today that we just filmed for the intro. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna open up my Adobe Premiere Pro. This is what I use to edit. So now that we're in Premiere Pro, I'm just gonna create a new project. I'm gonna call it how I film ... and I'm gonna put it into the folder that I just created. So we're just gonna store it right in here. I keep everything in a folder, and eventually a lot of this will migrate over into a external hard drive once I get too much on this computer. I don't love to keep things local, so I on occasion will move things onto an external hard drive once I've finished them and they're good and I don't need to refer back to them. So we're gonna create this for now, and now I'm in Premiere. I'm gonna drag the file into here. So I'm just going to drag this clip into my timeline, like so. Sorry for the jump cut. I was actually in effects mode and Premiere opened that way, and I was temporarily very confused, but we are back, we are good. So I'm just gonna show you guys what I do. So I've got my timeline here. There's me obviously, and as you can see, I've got my audio track, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit that audio because I do have a hiss on the clips, and I will try and get for you guys to hear it. So I have that hiss, and that is because I'm recording directly off the camera and not on a Zoom or a Tascam. So to remedy that, normally what I'll do is I will select my clip, I'll right click, and I will open in Adobe Audition. And that is gonna pull this up right now. Sometimes it takes a minute, haha. So here's my audio track, and what I will do is I will Command A on a Mac. I'm not sure what it is on a PC. I would assume Control A, but I'm not positive. But anyway, Command A to select the entire clip. And what I do is I go Effects, Noise Reduction and Restoration, and I go Adaptive Noise Reduction. And what it does is it basically turns that hiss off at the very start of the clip. And I don't know the exact science behind it, I'll be honest. Sound is not my favorite thing, but it does work. So I click this and I will preview it. And you hear right away it drops out that hiss, and it's really gonna pick up just my voice when we get there. So let me apply this. And it's applying. Okay, so as you can see already, the sound waves in between here are a lot smaller. This is probably gonna be way too loud because this mic does boost me up a lot. So I'm gonna just drag it over to my voice and play it, and you'll hear what it sounds like. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I have decided. So now there's a lot less hiss. But I'm gonna bring it down a few decibels because I think it is just too loud, and I'm just gonna do it right in here. So we're gonna go down -5 decibels. And that seems a little more manageable. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see on the bottom here, I don't wanna be way up in the red. I wanna be somewhere in the middle here. Today's video, I have decided I'm going to show you how I create my YouTube videos. So that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna Command S, save it. And what's so cool about Adobe products, I love this, is when I go back into Premiere Pro, boom, it just put in my new track. So that is the edited track here. You see it switch over. It's awesome. So now, when I play it in here, the hiss is very reduced. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, so that's pretty good. There is a little echo on this video, which it's all about the room I'm in, and I could try to reduce the echo, but I tend to not be the greatest at doing that. So I'm gonna keep it as is. And once I drop a music track behind here, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Next, what I'll do to edit is I will mess with the overall lighting. So I'll find a good spot like this where it's just me talking, and I'm gonna go into my color panel, my Lumetri color, and it's gonna pop up on the side here. I normally just go into basic correction because the other ones are really advanced, and for this I don't really need that. So normally what I'll do here is I'll drop the temperature a little bit to pull some of that orange out, and I'll bring up the exposure, maybe 0.5. That looks pretty good. It's nothing crazy. Sometimes it's a little bit heavier editing, but for this, it looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna go back into my clip. I'm gonna close out of this panel. I'm gonna go back into my clip. This framing looks pretty good. Sometimes I like to bring it in a little bit. Maybe I'll bring it in a tiny, tiny bit. So once I click the clip, I have my scale option here. Normally what I'll do is I'll go up by like 10. And then I'm just gonna mess with the frame. So I'm gonna bring it up slightly. Oh, that's too much. That's the top of the frame. Just like that. I'm not perfectly centered, but I don't hate that because I think it's a little more aesthetically pleasing this way. And I think that looks pretty good. So now this is now applied throughout the whole clip. You don't wanna start editing and then make corrections because you'll have to apply your effects to every clip, and that can be a huge pain. So I would just suggest doing it before you start editing at all, and then everything looks uniform throughout the whole video. So the last kind of thing I'll show you that I do normally is I will go in, this is how I'll edit. I will see my sound bars here where I'm talking. Normally the way I edit is I'll take out just chunks of silence. I don't love having videos that are too long and don't really need to be long. I like to do a lot of jump cuts. I think it's a lot better that way. So for instance, I'll show you right here. So the whole sentence is this: how I create my YouTube videos. So right after I say that, I'm gonna wanna move my marker just to the end. I do Command B for blade. That's a shortcut I have set. I'm gonna click, split the clip, and then I'm gonna drag up into the next part, split the clip again, and take it out. And then connect them. Do videos. I have seen a lot. So that's just kind of how I do that. That's pretty much for everything. If I say a lot, if I say words like just drawn out or whatever, I'll sometimes cut out things that just feel a little laggy, and I'll just play with the clips a little bit to make everything as clear and concise as possible. That's normally what I'm going for. I also forgot to show you guys how I do my opening for every video. So I have a folder in here, intro, outro right here. These are all the pieces within it for that video, but you guys have probably seen my opening. Yeah, so you guys know that. And then I also have an outro, which is right here. And just has my follow information and the subscribe. Yeah, so that goes at the end of every video. And I have a different like intro and outro for Millennial Cruiser. And basically I created these in After Effects, so I will open this real quick and show you. I don't know if it's gonna let me, I got a new version of After Effects, so we'll see how this goes. So After Effects, if you don't know, is a animation tool. So I created the intro in here. So as you can see, these are all the different pieces on the side here. And I have all of my words and things. I could have just used the typewriter effect, but back then I wasn't as well versed in this, but as you can see, you can kind of see here, this is like the cursor that's blinking, so that's how I did that. And I have a keyboard sound effect in here, and I have a royalty-free song in here with all of the like text on the side. So I created it in here, exported it, and that's how that all happened. So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Normally in Premiere, I will, after all of this is edited, I will take everything, drag it forward, and I'll drop in my opening like so, and just line it up. So as you can see, it goes through here. And right into the video. And then my call to action, I'll do the same thing just at the end. So that is pretty much it for the video editing, and now I'm going to move into showing you guys how I make the thumbnails for videos. Alright guys, I'm actually going to show you a thumbnail that I have already created because I think it's going to be a little easier. The one for this video, I normally do that very last, and because I haven't done any editing, I don't have like a screen grab that I want to pull or anything like that. So I'm gonna open up this one from Hunt a Killer, and I really love this thumbnail, so that's why I picked it. So this is the thumbnail I created for Hunt a Killer. We are in Adobe Photoshop, and I'm just gonna show you guys what I normally do. So this right here is a screen grab from the actual video that I actually pulled out, and I duplicated it so that I could select myself and pull myself out and drop shadow behind it. So it makes it a little bit more, there's a little more depth to it, makes it stick out a little bit more, but it still looks like a real place. I don't know, like I used to put gradients behind myself, which I do still do that sometimes, but I think this looks even cooler. I then have like some transparent little clip arts, like I've got the blood, I've got the handprint, the mystery box. I kind of just place those behind me so that they look like they're on the wall. And then this right here is a clip art of like a shadow that I put a heavy blur on to just make it look like a shadow of a person standing there. And then I put some text. So this overall isn't a super complicated thumbnail. There's only like a few layers to it. I'll show you, like that's the person here. This is me without the backdrop. If I drop out the front, so that's me without like the shadow behind me. So I cut myself out and pasted myself to the front of all of this and put a shadow. So that's basically how I do a lot of these thumbnails, but I really like how this one came out, and I don't know how I'm gonna do the thumbnail for this video yet, so that's why we didn't use it. But that's the kind of last step before I upload to YouTube. Once I upload to YouTube, I will show you, I have one uploading to Millennial Cruiser. This channel is not monetized yet because I don't have enough subscribers yet. So normally there'll be a monetization tab in here that I can check off. I have all of my tags. I have all of my information. A lot of this is already in here. Normally what I'll add is the video music part. I'll put in a custom thumbnail, obviously. That's pretty much it. So that is what all of this looks like. And it's not a super crazy hard process, but it does take me quite a bit of time to do it. I'll just pull this back up again. So this is probably, I would say, a day's work between filming and editing. I normally do everything in one day. Sometimes I'll film the day before and edit the day after. It all depends on kind of my own personal schedule and what I can work with. And so today, for example, this will all be in one day. So as you guys are watching this, I probably was doing all of this earlier in the day. So that is basically it, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of how I make my YouTube videos. Okay everyone, so that is it for my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the process and how everything gets put together, and hopefully it's inspired you to create your own channel or maybe change the way that you're creating videos. Again, I'm not like a super professional, but this is just my method and it's working, so I really love doing this, and I think it's just such a fun pastime that I have, because as you guys know, I do work full-time on top of this, so it's not my full-time job, but it's something that I love. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like my content, make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell to know when I upload, and leave a comment down below if this has inspired you, or maybe tell me all about how you create your content, because everybody, I'm sure, does it differently. Thank you guys so much. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!